This is Mount Everest, and I have a broken heart. So I'm gonna spend the next 12 days climbing to the top of base camp so I can forget about her forever. I want her out of my head.
And you might be wondering why I flew over 30 hours across the planet to summit Mount Everest base camp. And it all started exactly 47 days ago when I met this girl on Tinder. Let's call her Juliet. She kind of looked like this. She was smart, funny, beautiful, and awesome. And after a month of buttering her biscuit, I think I fell in love. But then, after an epic night of playing Mario Kart together, she dumped me. Why, Juliet? My heart is in shambles. I am so desperate that climbing Mount Everest is the only thing I can think of to get you out of my head and move on with my life. Also, this video is sponsored by Simply Safe.
We're headed to our first little camp right now. We're gonna meet up with Dan, my survival guide, and Lalit, our local Nepali guide. How you doing, Lalit? Am I gonna die?
No, you won't die.
Has anyone died under your watch?
I saw one of the German people. He fell down from the cliff and died.
This was dangerous.
We have to go 18,000 feet high until we get to base camp. And hopefully by the time we get there in the next 9 days, I will have mended my broken heart. It's starting to get high and the elevation's starting to constrict my blood flow.
And with 9 days left to summit base camp over 18,000 feet high, I was already feeling the effects of the high elevation and low oxygen environment. But if I was gonna get over this girl and summit base camp, I would need the advice of my love doctor / survival guide, Dan, who claimed that with meditation to cure my broken heart and ice baths to turn me superhuman, I could delete this girl from my memory and summit base camp without dying. And it looked like it was working.
With Lalit as our Sherpa and Dan as my guide, we are gonna go to the top. Altitude's getting really, really high. The air is getting much more thin. We're nearing the summit.
And 48 hours in, 7,000 feet high, I met some new friends, got an adopted family. Buongiorno! And continued to ascend higher and higher, finally reaching the hidden city in the sky.
We're in a city of 10,000 people. There are no roads in here. Everything is either walked in or brought by donkeys.
But 60 hours and over 11,286 feet high, I still couldn't get this girl out of my head. And with 40% less oxygen in the air, we had to let our bodies adjust to the deadly conditions and spend an entire day acclimating.
Lalit says we have to go up and then down so my body can adjust. It seems like a waste of a day, but apparently we're doing this so my brain doesn't explode. People pass out, get nauseous, throw up.
Yeah.
My brains explode.
Yeah.
But while we were acclimating at 11,000 feet, I had moved on from stage 1 of my Tinder grief, denial, into stage 2, anger, and Dan became my emotional punching bag.
I really don't want to be here anymore.
Not gonna lie, Tyler's kind of a struggle bus right now. Just gonna let him work his feelings out.
Dan's taking selfies.
We're at 11,000 feet, so oxygen's probably playing with his head a bit.
There's something about Dan's smile that's pissing me off.
He's kind of working this Tinder breakup thing, young love vibes. My revenge, I gotta stick him in an ice bath every day, so.
I'm so tired of just looking at your face right now.
We had over 8,000 feet higher to climb, but this girl was still in my head, and I was starting to doubt Dan's healing methods.
I need to acclimate. We're going to sleep. We have 5 straight days left of climbing before we reach base camp.
With 6,000 feet higher to go and 50% less oxygen in the air, with this girl still on my mind, I entered stage 3 of my Tinder grief and had to ask the other broken souls on this mountain what to do before it was too late.
I met a girl on Tinder and she crushed my heart, and here I am. You have any advice for me?
I wouldn't even dream of going on Tinder.
Oh.
That'll happen. I've got a similar experience a few years back.
You're far too young to worry about it.
You're right. Am I not a coward?
I think you have courage.
You gotta give me a kiss.
Oh, I'm giving you a kiss. What's happening? Okay.
It's like part of our DNA to hurt.
See, I meet those guys, but then they're pussies.
So for 2 months, you're like, I want to kill myself. Meanwhile, there's a billion other people you can fall in love with.
That is true.
3 months later, you're like, dude, I'm good. I got a new Tinder date and she's hot.
Everyone can be replaced, right? If everyone can be replaced, then no one means anything. Therefore, everyone's an NPC that might as well die, right?
Yeah.
Now that I finally had answers on how to move on, I didn't need Dan's meditation or ice baths anymore.
It's a Steven Stein!
And could now focus on summiting Mount Everest base camp
It's time to hike another 1,000 feet up.
But we were now moving towards the frozen hills, where the temperature would drop below freezing, and the oxygen was so low you could barely breathe.
We made it to our lodge.
And something about thinking of this Tinder girl as a dead NPC in my life just didn't feel right. And I had diarrhea.
I knew this day would come. I've been hit with some explosive diarrhea. I am desecrating this toilet right now.
And you might be wondering how I can sleep tight at night, halfway across the planet, even with diarrhea.
Is because I know my home is being monitored 24/7 by SimpliSafe, the ultimate home security system that sponsored this video and made this journey possible. One time, this dude broke into my trash can and stole everything. It was weird. With SimpliSafe, I can now go to bed peacefully, knowing some goon off the streets won't break into my trash can, steal my toilet paper, eat it, or sell it on eBay. SimpliSafe has sensors to cover every window, door, house. They've got you covered. Yeah, it definitely works! SimpliSafe's outdoor wireless security system was way too easy for me to set up. And SimpliSafe's professional monitoring system starts at only 50 cents a day.
So go save 50% or more on your SimpliSafe security system during their biggest sale of the year. And visit simplisafe.com/Tyler Oliveira to learn more. But anyways, I was 14,000 feet high with ungodly diarrhea and over 50% less oxygen in the air. I needed advice from someone other than these broken souls if I wanted true closure from this Tinder chick.
We've reached the monastery and it's time to get a blessing from a monk. If I may ask, have you guys ever had your heart broken? You guys have been celibate monks for life.
Yeah, the whole life.
I was so naive. How could two monks who had never even had a Tinder match give me love advice? They had no idea what I was going through. I was on my own and was running out of answers. But we had 5,000 feet higher to climb and time was running out.
I'm getting slammed with insane diarrhea right now.
I'm convinced the monk cursed me last night. I feel like absolute dog shit. Let's go.
My body and spirit were also getting destroyed as we inched closer and closer to the death zone.
I'm gonna die out here. I feel like an old man.
Go slowly, take your time.
Yeah.
And on the verge of collapse, 7 days in, we finally reached the death zone.
4,440 meters high.
And this is the point where people encounter altitude sickness. Could very well die out here at this rate.
But we were almost there. Altitude sickness, diarrhea, broken heart and all. We only had 3,500 feet higher to climb, and we were there.
500 meters left. Yeah. That's it. We are almost at the top. We need to keep going. I'm excited.
But I was soon reminded of my mortality and how fragile the gift of life was, even if I did have a broken heart.
We're at a graveyard right now.
So many of the climbers, they lost their life in the mountain.
Apparently, in 2015, over 14 people died due to an avalanche at base camp where we're headed, which makes me wonder, what the f are we doing?
I was confused. Closure with this Tinder girl was a pipe dream. 1,300 feet higher to climb, with the end in sight. Nothing I was doing made sense anymore. Until I talked to this girl on my way up.
I came here because this Tinder girl broke my heart. I don't think I'm gonna find anything atop that mountain.
The way to get there is it's more
It's about the
important.
journey, not the destination.
Yes.
She was right. I now knew why I came here in the first place.
6-hour walk, and we'll have made it.
Life was about the journey, not the destination. I was never gonna marry this Tinder girl. The experience itself was the journey, and all good things have to come to an end, right?
We have 1,500 feet higher to climb till we summit base camp, but Dan's gonna make me do it naked. All right, we're dripped out and no clothes. Woo! All we have are shorts. We're summiting base camp. This is it.
The joy of life was never about the outcome. Sure, we do climb mountains, but it's not about reaching the top.
Running at 18,000 feet, my lungs are collapsing.
In fact, once you do reach the top, it's kinda lame. And the parts you really remember are the struggle in between. I get it now.
Come on, Dan. Get up. We're hiking all the way up. It's getting really, really, really cold. There's literally no oxygen in the air right now. We're so close. Have we made it? We did it! And there is Mount Everest. We can see it finally. And it is the most disappointing thing I have ever seen in my life. But big balls and courage will last forever. This sight of Mount Everest won't, but the fact that I came up here will. But you can always keep swiping on Tinder, and you might just match. Yeah! To the chopper. Let's go. Also, I'm gonna give one of you who subscribes and follows me on Instagram at Tyler Oliveira Official all of these things and a briefcase with 2